We saw brothers fighting brothers. What is next? Dragons fighting dragons? Welcome back to House of the Dragons Season 2's Episodes 2's recap review, people, and we are dealing with the fallout of Blood and Cheese. With the heir to the Iron Throne deceased for Team Green, they must rally. When Alicent start getting a little too much of that woe is me, Otto's like, don't worry baby, we know who did this and we know how we gonna strike. The small council gathers and Aegon is on one. Losing his son is tough. I ain't gonna say it's not, but he going left, he going right, he getting a little too angry with the people in this room. And the king start questioning everybody in this room, asking them where you at, what were you doing? Kristen Cole over there going like, I was in bed. I mean, he was in somebody's bed. But did we all notice that Aemond did not come to this meeting? Prince One Eye realized something strange was going about and that he was probably the target of this attack, but he should be in here doing the whole little war council thingy. Larry Strong come in sowing dissent once again, says, hey, we caught a dude from the Gold Cloaks who was blood in the Blood and Cheese incident. And Larry once again plays the game well, gets everyone in the room, especially Aegon, questioning, was it somebody in this small council that led to the death of his son? Who can you trust? At least that's what Larry's trying to get in their head. Don't worry, Otto has a plan. I don't really like the plan, but he has one. He wants to have a large funeral procession for the death of his grandson. He wants the realm to see what he's going to blame Rhaenyra on, no matter what, no matter who it was, if this will be Rhaenyra's fault. And to get those extra banners coming to Aegon's side, this is a smart move, people. This shows that the queen of Team Black is Rhaenyra the Cruel, the slayer of infants. Sometimes it's not about being the most truthful story, it's about being the first story. Down way in the dungeons, Blood fold faster than Otto Hightower messing with Kristen Cole. Tells all the secrets, says, hey, I was hired by Daemon Targaryen, I worked with this other dude who was a rat catcher, believe me bro. And King Aegon like, yeah, I believe you lots. He does hit him over the head, he is deceased, but he did believe his story. Ain't no one caring about Rhaenyra. This girl is forced to go back out there and do this whole charade of a funeral procession. And you know she neurodivergent, she can't handle all that stimulation and stuff happening around her. She's getting overwhelmed. She had to do it and she did her duty. When Aegon and Rhaenyra passed each other on the steps and Aegon just looked at her and kept walking, I was like, bro, that hurt. Go to your wife, go to your sister, make sure she is okay. Because y'all both hurting, but you know she processed her emotions a little differently than some other people. These people are both hurting and they need each other now more than ever. But I am not sure if they should be in this position of power, people. And Rhaenyra's council's not going much better. There are people around her who think maybe, just maybe, she's the one that orchestrated the Blood and Cheese incident. And if people on her own council believe she has something to do with it, what do you think the lords of the rest of the realm believe? The conversation between Daemon, the Rogue Prince, and Queen Rhaenyra was magnificent. But not in any of the good ways, because this is clearly a rift on the side of Team Black. She's like, Daemon, you are too reckless, bro. You need to calm down. You can't do whatever you want to do. You think you helping the family, but you are not. And I'm happy she did it. She looked this man dead in his eye and said, bro, listen. I think you're just upset that you weren't the heir to the Iron Throne anymore and this was almost yours, but you messed it up. My father couldn't trust you, I can't trust you. And it's for good reason, Daemon, you're too reckless. She asked this man straight up, do you ride for Dragonstone? He looked at her crazy. They already had plans for him to go to the Riverlands and secure a foothold there, so he just bounced and run past his daughter in the hallway. You stop and talk to your daughters, man. All them kids you got. Kristen Cole or Sir Crispy is trying to run around this castle and blame everyone he can but himself. How are y'all gonna trust a man when he finds a way to say, hey, this wasn't my fault, I didn't cause this had nothing to do with me. He's always trying to find an excuse to absolve himself. He goes up to Sir Eric of the Kingsguard and asks this man, what were you doing when the prince was killed? Basically trying to say you were in charge last night, what were you doing? You made a mistake. But this man was with the king protecting him. What were you doing, Sir Crispy? What were you doing? Because you're supposed to be protecting the queen, not letting her ride you like you a bareback dragon. The decline of Kristen Cole continues. This man tell this dude, hey, I know your twin brother was a traitor, so I want you to go to Dragonstone over there where Rhaenyra at, pretend to be your twin brother, and slay the queen. Boy, that's the dumbest plan I ever heard. When Sir Otto learned about this plan, the hand of the king, he basically laughed in this man's face. But hey, the Lord commanded to tell you to do something, you gotta do it. Does Aemond have a mommy fetish? Because everyone heals in different ways, but this man went to the brothel, went to this older woman, and was basically having her cradle him like a small child. And he was drinking some warm milk. Using her as a sense of therapy, he was like, you know what, I didn't try to do all that stuff to my nephew down there at Storm's End. Things got a little wild and crazy. And I love how this woman tries to slip in there. You know, when things go wild and crazy, bad things happen to the small folk like herself. But he kept it in stride. He's like, okay, that don't matter to me. And for a little more of the small folks, we got Hugh the blacksmith we met in episode 1 with his family, and they struggling. He tried to tell his wife, the king said, you know, he gonna help us out, give us some more money to do our work. And she was like, well, when he's gonna do that? Because they struggling. All the food prices are skyrocketing and their daughter is sick. What is Mr. Hugh to do? Our boy Alan is back and we get to meet his brother Adam. Adam is so proud of Mr. Baldhead, man. This man making moves. He's made himself indispensable to Lord Corlys. Really moving up places. And we learn a little bit about their background, that they are from whole people, a town on Driftmark. In this show, ain't nothing better than the couple conversations we get with Lord Corlys and Princess Rhaenys. Because these two love nothing better than to get together and say, man, these people acting crazy around us. Princess Rhaenys is worried about Daemon. She know that man's not good at taking no orders. And Corlys over here going like, yeah, you right, that man's on crash out mode. But the bond these two got together is strong. I love seeing them always together. It's amazing. Rhaenyra brings the white worm Mysaria herself up from the dungeons to talk to her to see what happened with this whole debacle of blood and cheese. She pleads herself, tells her what Daemon did, and Rhaenyra believes it, tells her, hey, you can leave, I'm gonna send you somewhere across the Essos, because I can't have you going back to King's Landing and you liable to work for the Hightowers again. I can't have that, you're too good at your job. Sorry, like, that's cool, bro. I don't want to be a pawn in this game. I've already had to do so much in my life just to survive. I don't want to have to try to survive this now. Sir Otto goes over to speak to his grandson, the king, and Sir Criston's in the room, and he is having a fit. Because his grandson done ordered for every rat catcher to be hanged. Because, you know, at least one of them is the one that did it. The one that killed his heir to the Iron Throne. And from what we see in that clip, he was right. He did catch cheese. But he ended up killing every rat catcher in the whole city just to do it. Then he learns that Sir Criston Cole sent one of the most loyal members of their whole party over to Dragonstone to do some crazy assassination plot, and this man Otto loses it. Aegon goes around saying, hey man, I'm the king. My father wanted me to be king. Otto laughs in that man's face and practically says, come on bro, you know what the truth is. You don't gotta keep playing like this. And Aegon make another faulty decision in all his rage and anger for the situation happening and strips the handship from his grandsire and gives it to Criston Cole. Come on, man. Green's been losing this whole episode, and this gonna be another L for me. But Criston Cole's crazy dumb plan almost kind of worked. Sir Eric made it in the castle. He made it to the queen. But someone who most likely is Lady Mysaria the White Worm, who saw the other twin brother and was like, aren't you already supposed to be at the castle? Probably alerted Sir Eric, so Sir Eric went over to fight Sir Eric, and they had a fight of brother on brother fighting between the Erics. A phenomenal display of swordsmanship that, in my opinion, succeeded and surpassed its book counterpart. But at the end of the day, we lose both of the twins as they are now deceased at the hands of each other. Well, one took their own life, but it's because they felt so bad about having to hurt their brother. So they both kind of eliminated each other in the process. Back over to Sir Otto, the former hand goes to his daughter Alicent and is like, bro, Aegon ain't right. He don't got the sauce to be a king. And she's like, no, he's still malleable. We can still change him. No, it's too late for that. But in possibly a slight departure from the books that I'm completely fine with, because some of those characters ain't needed, we got Otto Hightower saying, I'm going to go back to Old Town. I'm going to help get the army right. And I have another grandson over there that needs my assistance. And he got a dragon at the Hightower. Finally, they mentioned Daeron Targaryen, Alicent's third son. The episode ends with Alicent and Kristen Cole starting to do the nasty once more. If only Alicent wasn't blinded by the peen and understood that this man is completely incompetent. But a solid episode and more conversations to come, people.